The Earbuds Podcast, presented by Headliner Music Club.
5, do you want to tell us your morning routine again?
I wake up and instead of pooping, I go out and get sunlight for my circadian rhythm.
Oh, yeah. I heard that was good. I heard that was good for you.
Yeah, you don't want to waste it, like you don't want to give it the wrong message. So when you...
Give what the wrong message? Your body?
Body. Because, when you get on your phone right away, you drink coffee, then you're wasting the cortisol levels are rising. So you want it to, get all the good stuff, like the sunlight, get some exercise, and then it helps with your belly fat.
All right. More health tips from 5 coming up. But,
I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about.
It sounded right. I believed it. We got our guest, Devin Lucien, here. The Earbuds Podcast, episode number 30, presented by Headliner Music Club. Devin, welcome back to the episode.
Thanks for having me.
It's great. I hope your circadian rhythm is on today because we have a lot.
I fucked up and looked at my phone first thing in the morning, so I don't know if that sent me back.
Dude, I don't know, man.
Fucked.
We'll see how
no, I'll
these
be like this.
questions go.
I'll wake up. I'm like, and I grab my phone. I'm like, oh shit. Don't look. Don't look.
Don't throw your rhythm off. All right, cool. So we got deep digs coming up this section. We got quick picks, songs you're playing out, ones to watch. What's the scenario? Your festival fantasy, and edit submissions, and along with 10 questions with Devin Lucien. So let's get it in. Deep digs. All right, these are new SoundCloud accounts, music accounts, things that you're digging in to get your songs. I got 2. I'm just going to throw these out here really quick. SoundCloud.com/you who. So it's you, WHOO. A lot of Jersey club stuff that's like not found anywhere. So if you're looking for some cool upbeat remixes, it's you, the letter U, WHOO. And then the second one is this guy's from Shanghai. It's Raco, RACO Wu. So RACO-WU. And it's kind of like the same type of stuff, like cool remixes, but they're more of the Jersey club upbeat, ballet funk type stuff. And some edits I've never heard before. So if you're looking for some fun stuff, there you go. Who's next?
Jerzy, you've been digging, man. I'm proud of you.
Well, I usually just regurgitate the same ones that you guys tell me, so I decided to do it on my own this time.
Pink Panthers, Zara Larson, Stateside Keone remix. It's kind of like housey UKG, like 134, 35 BPM vibes.
Dude, that dude Keone is like cranking out shit. Like I've seen his name a few times this week.
Disturbia, brilliant illegal edit. Rihanna and Pink Panthers. It's Rihanna's Disturbia over illegal samples, and he like redrums the shit. Really dope. Sky, Cardi, Playboy Cardi, Chalant remix.
I was gonna say that one.
Fire.
He's been putting out some good stuff. Yeah,
fire.
Even that Black Eyed Peas one still hits.
Oh yeah. He's got a lot. I have Pour It Up, B-Ren, Move Your Body Edit. That's a lot of Rihanna in here, but yeah. That's, the digs. You can find it on Headliner Music Club.
That's a good plug. Perfect.
Go dig there.
Is it under Five's picks? I always wonder what
I'll add them.
That'd be great. All right, let's go. Neil, go ahead.
I just got one. But it's really because Jersey Club is like crushing it out here right now. So it's a classic one, Slink. I found myself going back to his page actually recently, like this week.
Really?
Oh, I've been playing the Nokia out of his. That's the one I told you guys a long time ago.
Yeah, Slink it. I mean, that's just he's an
Jersey OG Club though.
But he had a Holler Back Girl version that I find myself playing.
Really?
Again. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I forgot about. Does he have it all in his SoundCloud page?
Bandcamp.
Oh, okay. That's what I probably don't know.
He's the Jersey club god that you just have to. You find yourself going back there and pulling shit because he's been doing it for a minute.
Devin, what do you got?
Let's see. I'm looking through my SoundCloud. I like what that dude Void is doing.
Oh,
His
yeah.
come and go edit of that Yeet track is dope. That Latch remix that he did is pretty dope.
He's a LA guy too, so
yeah, I've seen him on a couple friends like Instagrams in the studio with them. But yeah, he's doing some cool stuff. There's a record that I heard that I was in. We were doing a Brosa show opening for YDG, and he played that Tokyo Drift. It's Haya T and Cyril remix. It's kind of like a 148 BPM with like the Tokyo Drift, the ding 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 ding.
Oh yeah.
Also, like it has the Gwen Stefani like holla back like vocal in it.
Oh wow!
And if you're
that
playing,
must be like an edit of an edit. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're playing like a big room, it like goes off. It's an interesting record. What else? I heard I came across this like Clooney and Young Ma Stephanie Beyond Limits edit. That's pretty dope. It's an interesting take on that record. What else I have here that's interesting? There's a cool. This one's really good. A Victory Lap edit that mashes it with Appetite. I think it's the Arcania one that I like. It kind of has like a halftime part on it as well.
Nice.
That's interesting.
I love when it goes like a halftime, like
yeah.
break.
It goes halftime in the drop, and then like after 8 bars, it goes into house. So it's an interesting vibe.
That was like the John Summit, the new John Summit record that does that in the middle of it. I was like, oh, I fucking love this part. Yeah, but here we go.
Yeah, it's kind of like the side piece, like the VIP edit that they did of that Diplo record when they put out that VIP one. I always find it interesting when they do like the halftime into the drop and then it goes back into the house. Like I feel like those go off.
It's a great
well,
switch
you get like
too.
that. Yeah, you get that like moment, and then it's like back into like dance music. So yeah, those would be my picks right now.
Nice. All right. Great work, guys. Deep digs. There you go. Here's your quick picks for the month. These are new records you are playing out. I'll go first. Tiffany and Pluto, Feeling on My Body remix. I'm not sure if you guys know that, but it's big on Instagram and TikTok reels. Justin Timberlake, My Love, the Eccentric Jersey Club edit. That one was really good. And then Hamdi, Fred Again, Danny Brown, Okay, the Hamdi remix. It's kind of like trappish, but it's really hard and really aggressive, but it's good. But it's not like too scary or anything. My other question was for you guys really quick. Cardi B, she put that album out, but like, are you guys playing anything off of Cardi B's album?
Just
nobody?
Bodak.
No.
What's that new one? It was like
Bodega Baddie?
There's Bodega Baddie. I just didn't know if like, I don't know, man. I just thought like the Hello song. You're not playing the Hello. No one is.
All not right. In New York, Neil?
Yeah,
no. I'm like, there's one song in
Time is another one with Lotto.
That one.
Is that what are you laughing? Does that not do that right?
I don't know why. I don't know why it just sounded funny from coming from Time.
Time. Damn.
Hold on. I'm like looking at the album right now.
I'm so self-conscious now when I talk. Jesus.
I tried Bodega Baddie and I had money on that one, but Outside is probably the only one.
Damn, Outside. Okay. I just have all these and like I have this crate that's called Hip Hop Hold. I was like, I'm gonna ask these guys on the podcast, are these worth, or should I just get rid of them off my thing? I just didn't know if, I don't know. I didn't try them, but I didn't know if it resonated with anybody.
I mean,
yeah, but I'm saying like off the new album. She just put this whole new project out, and she was doing.
Oh wait, nothing? Am I tripping? Oh, I did not see the new album. No. Okay. I'm like looking for. I'm like, what new album?
No, she just put something out like maybe a month or two ago. We talked about it on the podcast. You were there. You were on the podcast.
Yeah, am I tripping? But it's not on Spotify at all.
Yeah, she has a new album, doesn't she? The new. Yeah, it came out like
okay, I see
tour.
it.
Yeah, Am I the Drama?
There's like,
it came out in September, bro.
I'm looking at Cardi B's.
She's on a tour right now.
No, I saw that. But
Yeah. Am I the Drama was the name of the album that has all those songs on it. So I was like wondering if anyone was playing anything from that.
no,
Nothing?
I feel like her stuff got a bit repetitive. Like they almost all sound the same, so they don't sound as like unique. So I don't think anybody really cares anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I was curious. Okay, cool. What else? Who wants to go next? 5, Devin, Neil?
What are we on?
I'm just tripping. Like that Cardi B album, I'm still stuck on theirs. I'm looking at her Spotify and like literally the last album she dropped was in 2025.
Yeah, that was September. That was 6 months ago. That was a new album.
We did talk about it, but nothing.
Yeah. But on that album, Up's on there.
Oh, Up's on that one? Outside?
Yes. Time.
That's what it's called. It's called Time.
Yeah.
And then Hello. And Hello.
Hello, maybe. I've heard it played once, but I'm not playing it.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're familiar or not.
Yeah, WAP's on here too.
WAP's on there?
Yeah, the
Wow.
Ultimate Edition. Am I the Drama? Am I correct on that? On that new
Yeah, that's
album?
the name of the. Yeah.
Yes, that came out in 2025, and Up is on there. Money is on there. Airtime's on there. WAP's on there.
Damn.
Okay, I thought I was tripping on this. Okay, all right.
Man, we're not up on
We're
our
good.
Cardi B. All right, we're good. All right, back on track here. Sorry for that side convo. Who's going next? Hey, Devin, why don't you go next? Yeah.
I like that Baby Keem Casino record. I think that's a good one. I'd fuck with that Joshua, Out of My Mind. Is out of my mind. That house record's that one's really dope. The new Chris Lorenzo in this bit is really dope.
So good.
Shit is really
So
really good.
good.
It's interesting. Yeah,
It's like
it's not like your basic 4 on the floor.
What is it
It's
called?
like,
Wait, what is it called?
In this bit,
It's like a
BIH.
chill Miami bass drum, like
Chris
Yeah.
Lorenzo.
yeah, Cliff, with like a really dope vocal on it. Real catchy vocal.
In
So
this
that's been a
bit.
fun one to play.
This sounds like. It sounds like that old like blog house like electro like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a fun record. It's a good
electro
record.
clash.
I was thinking like Two Live Crew, Miami Bass.
Well, that-
Yeah.
It's like a mix of all that. It's like a well produced record and it like hits hard. So I've been digging that one. That just came out like last Friday, I believe.
I gotta get up on that. Yeah. All right. Is that all you got?
I'm trying to think of another hip hop one that I'm really digging. I do like that Stay Here for Life, that Brent Faiyaz ASAP record. That's a good one.
Have you played that out, or just?
I mean, I have. I fuck around a lot though and throw shit in just to see what it does. So
Yeah.
People trust you, Devin. They don't trust us. Like they get a shoulder tap. They'll be like, hey man, you're going a little outside the lines, man. You're coloring a little.
I do it in LA. When I'm out of town, I don't take as much liberty. But when I'm in LA, I kind of just say fuck it. Yeah, why
I don't
not?
try anything. I'm just like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm too worried. Yeah, fuck that. I got bills to pay. I'm not doing that. All right, go ahead, Neil.
Are we on Ones to Watch?
Yeah.
Okay.
No records you're playing
No,
out.
wait, no. These are records you're playing out.
Okay,
Yeah,
we got to
sorry,
get it straight. Okay, records I'm playing out stateside. Like I said before, you kind of have to. Don Toliver, E85, Sexy Red if you want it, and
like
literally anything Bad Bunny.
If you want it, if you want it, if you want it. All right.
All right.
Anything Bad Bunny? Yep. 5 go.
Chris Lorenzo, Hell Yeah. Another
That's a good one too. Yeah.
good chant to that one. Sounds
Hell yeah.
It's called Hell Yeah, bro.
Oh.
Hell
He's
yeah.
been dropping some
Dracula.
hitters.
It's
that
actually
the
an old
old
song.
I would say the old one. It's like, is my mama in this mode?
Yeah.
Wait, why did I just get?
Yeah.
Whatever. All right. Anyways, I started playing it out. Okay. Dracula, Tame Impala, Jenny remix. And one
That's in my
Jenny
ones to watch.
That's the Jenny from Blackpink. I've been.
I was
playing
gonna
that.
ask. That just came out because the Tame Impala record came out in September, but
Yeah,
it's
but
blowing
they
up
just
now,
added
right?
Jenny, and there's a bunch of remixes that I just got sent. Shout out to Ian, he just sent me those. Got some good ones in there. Midnight Sun, Sarah Larson.
What's up with that record?
Big record?
Where did that come from?
I played it that night that you guys sent the edit.
Yeah,
Shout out to Fernando.
And
He was on
Sidebar.
top of it.
But where did that come from?
She's on fire right now. She had a moment on TikTok where like something happened at a concert where like a girl she brought on stage like knew her whole dances and went viral, like got like, I don't know, like 20 million views and likes, whatever. And then, because I honestly, until this song, I've never played one of her records before.
No, I mean we used to play it on the radio, but it was like a really poppy record, and I don't know, man. She's blowing up though. I didn't know that was
a good record.
Yeah, Midnight Sun. Make sure you guys add that. Devin, are you playing that, or you know about that, or no?
I'm not, but I'm marking it down.
Yeah, definitely. We'll send you the edit.
Try it out. Yeah.
Bazooka, Miami XO. I just played.
Man, I cannot get into that record.
It's not a song. Like you just play that part and you just get out.
What's Bazooka?
No, rest in peace, my granny. She got hit by a bazooka. Kabloom. Kablow. It's a TikTok record.
Oh,
it's funny though. And then I go into like, I don't know, fucking Evil Jordan.
makes sense. All right. Cool.
That's all I got.
Neil.
What?
Oh, you're
Are we doing
yours,
ones
didn't
to
you?
watch?
Ones to watch.
Now we do ones to watch. Go ahead, Neil. You start this off.
Okay, I got a bunch of them. The Baby Keem Casino single, the single Casino.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeen SD Kid, Made It On My Own, Trap Dicky Down South, Tame Impala, Dracula, the Jenny remix. I never knew how to pronounce this, but is it ANOTR?
Another. Oh, it's big
Another.
record. Oh,
Is it
shit,
another?
forgot about that.
I was looking that up earlier because I've been saying
That's gonna be shout out to
ANOTR,
June thinks is gonna be the song of the summer.
What song is it?
Another.
I don't know about that.
Sound of You or
but
Talk to You?
Talk to You.
Talk to You.
Talk to You is the song. Is that
Because like dance records are like really, really taking over. I mean, it's in that whole scene, yeah. But like for us, like club open format DJs, I think I'm gonna be playing more like dance, between dance and like tech house. Because dance like seems to have more energy, these days when you're up in that level. So.
Like ANOTR isn't tech house.
No,
I don't
they're
think
they're
so.
like
It's,
pretty chill. Like they're like relax
They're like
my eyes.
Empire of the Sun vibes. Kind of.
Yeah.
You remember the song "Relax
good,
My
though.
Eyes"?
Yeah, that song's super
that's
chill.
a banger. I still play that.
So they have a new single out, "Talk to You." That shit's fire. And I've been watching this one kid. I think he's from I believe he's from California. Vince MP3. If you're into pop, like not even pop punk, I want to compare him to like
Vince MP3.
Yeah, he is like, I don't know, maybe a little bit commercial version of like Deftones and but it's like more pop than anything else. But it's like almost like throwback screamo that whole world. Vince MP3, this kid is sick. And yeah, that's my ones to watch.
Nice.
Well done. 5 go.
I have song wise MPH Flex It. It is MPH, man. UKG high energy.
He's dope. Yeah, he's dope.
Oh, sorry, 5. I have one more. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Dean Turnley.
Oh yes, is that out? Do you have it already? It's coming out Friday.
No, it comes out on the
What's
Acting
Dean
Tough.
Turnley? What is it?
It's like a minimal tech house song, but it's like
Another
It's
good
very
like
catchy.
it's a rap chant too. Like it comes out Friday. I've been scouring for that one.
Yeah.
I think I
Acting Tough
DM'd
is-
them too. I don't know.
That's a fire track. All right, sorry about that.
Okay, so I have MPH Flex It, and then this duo that's been like making a lot of noise in the dance world, Brosa. This one's to watch. That's what I got. They've been putting out some bangers.
Trying.
There he goes. There he goes.
Jersey.
Let me see what I have here. Sorry. I got one. Zara Larson was the one I was gonna say, but Somber Homewrecker. I'm not sure if you guys. Yeah, it came out about a month ago, but I don't know. It's really catchy.
I don't play too much Somber. I play like an edit of that 12 whatever, but what's the name of that one?
There's another. Yeah, I mean he's got about 3 or 4 that are pretty awesome. I mean they remind me of the old indie stuff. He has and then back to Friends. That's another good one. But that's a
you
big
got a
one.
dog too, Devin? Nice.
I do. I got a whole farm over here.
Devin, give us your ones to watch. Artists that are popular artists.
What? Let's see. I don't know if this is like considered new or whatever, but that Goshfather Raw remix.
Oh, yeah.
I really have been digging that one. That one does well in the sets. From
That song still
that
hitting for you
SD
guys?
Kid.
SD Kid
For
still
Raw?
hitting? Yeah.
I've been honestly playing that remix more often because I feel like it like the original kind of just like it has like it drops and it's fun and then it kind of loses steam, but I feel like that remix is really well done. What else do we have? There's an Odd Mob record called Cut the Fuck Up that's really cool. It's on his SoundCloud. It's not out yet.
I don't have it.
Yeah, it's on his SoundCloud. I don't know, and there's no link for download on it, but I use this app
Just
and
rip
ripped
it.
it off. And it actually is a. I don't know if you guys have used this app before, but it's called HitPaw, and it's you can rip off basically anything, Spotify, Apple Music.
I'm literally doing that right now. I'm
SoundCloud.
not going to say what song, but I'm literally ripping. I'm closing every ad that's popping up as you're talking. I'm just like, oh no.
Yeah, but HitPod is a really good one. I think you pay like a one-time fee, like $40, but the quality is really good. I only really use it for like SoundCloud shit. I obviously don't use it for like Spotify because they can kind of catch on. There's another record, the Clooney X-Rated, that record, but the DeVault remix. I don't know if you guys have heard that one. I just recently found that one. It's a good one. What else? The Daniel Allen Love Sosa, the Chief Keef remix that he did.
Yeah, that was good.
It's
Yeah,
a
I
cool
heard that.
record.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then some
Nice work.
Brosa stuff.
Rosa. Yes. All right, cool. All right, guys. You got your, hopefully that stacked everybody up for the month. And those are your quick picks. Let's go to what's the scenario? All right, this was just a little fun thing I was thinking about. All right, since Coachella is coming up, what would be your festival fantasy? We can just go around the room. Just name 3 artists, dead or alive, that you would want to see at Coachella, headlining Coachella. Dead or alive. So that means if they've already done it before and they're no longer with us, or someone who's never done it, and you would be like, hey man, I want to see Elvis up there. Elvis would be wild on that stage. Who do you want to see? Neil's face. Who would you want to see?
That's
3
the
artists?
face he made when I picked Kendrick over Drake too.
Yeah, I was like, no.
He's like, damn. All right.
I saw it.
We're gonna do, we'll do Devin last. So let's do Neil, and let's do Neil first, since he's the most expressive on this podcast.
Wait, 3 or 1?
Give me 3 artists that you would want to see dead or alive on the Coachella stage.
The only people that I want to see are all dead. Well, okay. Here's one that's alive, but they're up there. Rolling Stones.
All right.
And with all these elaborate stage shows now, David Bowie.
Oh, that would be sick.
Nice.
Ooh.
This is really hard, huh?
It's always the last pick. When you say like top 3, I'm always going to be stuck on the last one.
In no particular order.
Actually, I want to see Kanye.
I was going to say that.
I don't think I've ever seen. Yeah.
5. Go ahead.
A Tribe Called Quest. All members. Nirvana. And Chumbawamba.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding. The Cranberries.
Oh, that'd be good. All right.
I think Chumbawamba had like one song.
It's still a smash.
What?
Dude, it's big. All right. I don't play it, but it's big. It's a big. All right. All right. I got Michael Jackson. I think I would want to see him live, and I think Coachella would be a cool thing for him. Oddly enough, I want to see NSYNC back together, man. I want to see them.
Of course you do.
Neil's not. Yeah. And then here, I'll do one for the streets. I want Bone Thugs with Busy Bone.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yep.
Is Busy Bone dead, or is he alive?
No, he just doesn't play with the group anymore. I just saw them like a month ago, and Busy again wasn't there. So I've never got to see Busy live.
The Melody King right there.
He's amazing. Yeah. And they don't. Yeah. All right, Devin, go ahead.
I'm gonna say like first thing that comes to mind would be I think a Tupac Biggie.
I have that on the list too, yeah.
Would be a dope thing.
Like a versus on that stage. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be fresh. Like that, squash the beef and bring it back together. I would love to see Oasis play it again. I saw them at the Rose Bowl. I think that they would be fun to see at Coachella again. And I'm going to say the Beatles, like all the Beatles, like with John Lennon and George Harrison would be.
That'd be pretty amazing. Yeah.
Would be very dope.
Damn, we forgot about a lot of classic artists.
I mean,
too,
that's
like
why,
Jimi Hendrix or something. Yeah. And Cher.
I'm good.
All right.
Karen Sunny.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. All right. Your edit submissions. Let's go over these. Big shout out to everyone that submitted this month. We have And Sounds, Bossa Nova, Broadway, FWB, Hitmen, Sincere, One Die, and Q Rico. So thank you guys so much for sending in those edits. 5, go ahead with our picks.
All right, we'll start with Neo because it's a very extensive list. All right, Neo, we got Bossa Nova and ICU Messy edit, Hotel California Remy Hart remix. Is that one edit, or is that 2? I don't know.
I got
Bruno Mars Risk It All FWB remix, Cindy Sampson Quest Riverside Hitman Club edit. Low Shimmy, Purple Magic, One Die remix. Pop That Thing, The Baby, One Die remix. Que Rico, On My Nova Y'all. Icona Pop, Paul Pearson, I Love Boogie, Sincere edit. And those are Neil's. Jerzy, Que Rico, Stay Alive, To Squabble Up. Sounds like a wicked mashup right there. Timbaland and Paris Ave, The Way I Want You, Sincere edit. And me, Choosing Texas, Broadway edit. And an honorable mention, And Sounds edit of Bazooka. So wait,
that was the song?
No, he made an edit, and I was like, all right, this is cool, but it needs a little tweaking.
Yeah.
I was so confused, dude, because when you said the bazooka just now, I was like, I just heard something with bazooka, and that was the song that you were referring to.
Yeah, but he did like that's the edit of it. But it just wasn't. It was a little off to me. So, but
he tried. It's a participation award.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned it.
Good work.
And those are the edit submissions, guys.
Thank you so much for submitting your edits, and you can find those, the ones we picked, on Headliner Music Club, and make sure you sign up for HMC, and you can use the code EARSPACEBUZZ for 50% off your first month. Thank you, Scratchy.
Do it.
There we go. Good work, guys. All right, and you can submit your edits too. Don't forget that. Make sure you submit edits at what's the email, Neil? Since you ask us every other month.
I have no idea. It's earbuds at headlinermusicclub.com.
There you
I
go.
literally just sent this to somebody.
Yeah, I know. You ask us in the group chat. He's like, "Hey man, what's that edit? What's our edit email?" I'm like, "I say it literally every single podcast. We're on 30 episodes."
From
Not gonna
now
lie,
on,
I
I'm
don't
just
know
gonna
it either.
like listen.
You own the company. Oh God. Okay. All right. Moving on. 10 questions. Devin, thank you for putting up with us. Thanks for giving us all that info that you've given us so far. And now we're going to ask you the hard-hitting questions. Devin Lucien from LA, born and raised, you said, right?
Yeah.
So,
Born and raised. Grew up in the Valley.
Nice. All right. So I've known you for, God, probably 10 plus years, and you've built this reputation from, I've always known you, like, I always thought you were the hip hop dude for so many years, because you were playing some amazing sets at Warwick back in the day, and when that was going on, and like, I felt like you had your hand on the pulse on those records, but you also, really good at house and in electronic music and indie. For you, being an open format DJ, how do you play so many different rooms without having like an identity crisis? Like, how do you more or less kind of stay true, or how do you label yourself? What would you say?
I feel like I've always kind of just gone off like what inspired me at the time. And I think during the Warwick days, like where hip hop was at, coming out of like, the heavy, like kind of crossover of house music, when it, was super popular, like its last cycle of being super popular. I just felt like the hip hop was like inspiring and felt different and fun. And so I kind of like dove heavy into it. And I think just by going with what inspires me has always just kind of led me in the right direction, and kept me like honest as a DJ, I guess. And yeah, I don't know why the identity, I guess because I've always just mixed things up, so it doesn't seem that far-fetched when I change routes and throw in other stuff, because I think people have always kind of just trusted that.
Has there ever been a problem?
Work, I guess.
Has there ever been a problem for you, like, or just, I mean, even for me in general, just, or any, I think, open format DJ, right? Like, there's waves, you were talking about waves of hip hop, and there's like, hey, this is the new wave is house, and the new wave is going to be dubstep or something. Is there a wave that's just kind of like, man, I don't want to learn how to play this type of music or understand it, but I know it, we have to in order to work and stay relevant? Is there, and have you come across that, or you just been kind of pretty open-minded about everything you've come across?
I try to stay pretty open-minded, and I think even when I'm currently like, I've been leaning more towards house stuff lately, but I still am always throwing hip hop into my sets and finding a way to like mix it and play the stuff that I love. And yeah, like even if I start playing, even if I'm doing all house sets, like there's an element of hip hop to it. Like there's always going to be an element of hip hop to everything I do, because it's kind of like what started me with DJing, was hip hop. So I don't think I'll ever be able to fully like, transition to anything exclusively without having some sort of hip hop flavor to it.
Love that. The LA scene has always been, it's always kind of had its own identity. I mean, in terms of just music that comes out of there, and its own style and and the people that come out to it. And I would consider you just a really big part of LA nightlife. What makes, I guess, nightlife and DJ culture in Los Angeles different from other cities that you've played in or you've seen?
I feel like LA tends to be like a little bit more isolated than from everything else. Like it's, I don't know. It's an interesting question. I feel like LA, you're, at least when I'm playing, I have the ability to just be like very eclectic with everything and not be so. I don't know. That's
why I feel like
question,
when I would see you play out though, like you're very eclectic. I was like, damn, like at Warwick, you know, the stuff you would play was like, oh wow, I never thought of playing this, or like. It's just
I don't know if it's because it's the city that I'm from that I feel the liberties to kind of like go off the path that I normally would, because when I go to other cities I don't really play the same way. So I don't know if it's LA in particular that is different, or if it's just that I've been here so long playing that I just feel that I'm able to take different liberties than I can in other cities.
We think it's maybe the confidence, and you know that if all fails, you know how to reel them back in.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of the fun of it, is to kind of push that limit and see how far you can go with weird stuff before reeling it back in and taking them to a place that's kind of universally accepted as far as club music, you know? So it's fun for me to take weird random shit and, you know, oldies or 60s and 70s music or 80s stuff and mix it with hip hop and go off on a weird house tip and maybe go into dubstep and then come back to hip hop and whatever. Like, I guess that's what makes LA different for me, is that I just feel like a connection to the city and I just feel like I have a long leash, as opposed to being in, you know, like Vegas or New York, where, you know, like I'm trying to fit in more to what they're doing in that particular city.
That was my follow-up question. My follow-up question on that is, like, you know, coming from LA and then, you know, playing the big rooms in Vegas and stuff, what's your approach? How do you approach those rooms differently? Or is your philosophy kind of stay the same, or do you kind of tighten it up a little bit? And
I definitely tighten it up a little bit. And I try to play more universally for everybody there. You know, like I mean, obviously, like our goal as a DJ is to make everybody have a good time. You don't really want to beat them in the head with stuff that they're not going to enjoy. And especially like in a place like Vegas, you're kind of obligated to play a particular brand of music, obviously. So I definitely go heavier on the hits and go with more well-known music. But I guess an element of like, you know, like what makes us all different is the different things that we bring to our own sets. You know, as much as like all of us play these big rooms and massive clubs, like we each bring something different to the table that makes us unique. So I try to always like have a little bit of myself of pushing the limits, I guess. Even if I'm going to play in a place like Vegas, I still have to, you know, throw a little bit of myself into it. Otherwise, you know, what are we doing up there?
Yeah. There's been a huge house music resurgence, and obviously everyone's seen them. We're all playing it. Do you feel like this moment is different from the last wave, or is it just a cycle repeating itself again?
For me, it feels a little bit more interesting. The last wave of stuff, when it kind of crossed over and you were hearing, you know, like Flo Rida and, you know, those kind of house remixes of like the Avicii stuff and the songs like No Americano, and nothing against those songs, but I feel like the current wave that we're in feels a little bit cooler.
More mature, I would.
Yeah. It doesn't feel as poppy and corny as the last wave did.
A lot more subgenres too, right? Like
yeah. It just feels like a lot more honest and creative than the last round. Like the last round just felt like a regurgitation. Like there was like some songs that went big, and then it was like pop music tapped into those songs, and there was 50 other songs that came from those, which I think kind of led to a burnout for everybody and kind of started everybody getting back into hip hop and crossing back over into that stuff. So this wave feels a little bit more honest to me, and even the stuff that's bringing hip hop vocals into it, like, you know, like that Chris Lorenzo in this bit, like, you know, like that, those are cool vocals to use. Like everything just feels like it has a bit more authenticity to it, in my opinion.
When you're digging for music right now, where are you finding the records that excite you the most?
I'd say SoundCloud is a pretty good place to find a lot of stuff that that other people won't have. And you can pretty much just type in any song that you're looking for a remix for, and there's going to be stuff that pops up that's fairly interesting.
Yeah, I kind of do the same for like somebody will have a request, like a random. I had to do a private party, and it was like Maroon 5, and I'm like, what? And I'm like, where did this come from? And I'm like looking on different things, and I'm like, I can't find any Maroon 5. But you put it on SoundCloud, it's like the ballet funk version of Maroon 5, and then there's the the Latin salsa version of Maroon 5. I'm like, where are these records coming from? But I agree with, it's very eclectic. You can kind of find everything.
Yeah, you can find a good remix to pretty much any song that you're looking for on SoundCloud right now.
You've been DJing long enough to see nightlife change, and what would you say? And you're heavily in the clubs. I mean, I feel like you always have a long residency, or you're somewhere weekly, and which is great, And I think you see crowds differently than most people. What feels different about crowds today compared to even 5-10 years ago?
I think the engagement is just different. Like we were talking about playing that place Gallery the other night, and I was saying that that's the first time in LA that I've seen people on the dance floor right when the night starts and dancing throughout the night and like genuinely having a good time. Yeah. I think as time has gone on, I mean, I'm sure you guys all feel it, like feels like harder and harder work to get people on that dance floor and to keep them engaged. And you feel the pressure to, like Neil was saying, like quick mix and, play these little parts of songs it's like you're piecing together, the biggest part of every song over a 3-hour stretch to keep people engaged. I think before we were able to kind of let the records breathe a little bit, and I don't know if that has to do with TikTok and the attention span of everything, but
do you think the amount of music that's
definitely.
I mean, do you think the amount of music that's coming out now is making, I mean, dude, just think about the shit that we've been doing for however many years. Like there used to be, the song was on the radio, it's easy to play. It's like, all right, this works, we're good, but now there's so many subgenres, there's this and this, and it's the discovery of music has just been like so crazy. You can find random shit everywhere, and there's like a pocket of 5 people that like this type of music, another pocket like this type of music. Before it was just like, all right, we all like hip hop. Easy, right?
Yeah.
Are you noticing that, like, or do you feel like it's harder to get everyone to agree on a certain genre of music, or when you're playing out, or like, are you seeing that becoming more difficult with the newer generation of people playing or out?
If anything, I think because there's so much music out, it's made, like before, we had the radio, so you knew what the hits were for everybody kind of. And I don't think as many people tune into the radio as they used to. So I think we just have such a huge bank of music to choose from that I guess it does make it difficult. I think the greatest asset that we have is our taste. I think we all have benefited from having really good taste as DJs, and that's kind of helped us play for the crowd in the best way, because we're able to kind of cut through the shit that we don't think is going to work. So I think, if you don't have proper taste as a DJ, there's so much music out there that you're
having a good ear is really important. Yes, I agree with that. Yeah.
Don't be a robot, guys.
I think that's going to help you trim through all that, all the fat that's out there and play for people and get the party moving. Because if you don't have that level of taste.
And listening to this podcast, I feel like helps.
We're here to help. We're here.
Yeah, it's a cheat sheet.
Right? That's all we're here for.
That's why you have a podcast, because you have immaculate taste. So.
Some of us.
We're just here to help Jerzy out.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
All right. So I got a question for DJs who are like trying to stand out right now. Right? What do you think matters more? Technical skills, music taste, or personality, or all three?
I'm gonna say a little bit of all three. Like, obviously, like the cutting and scratching doesn't, do for this generation as it did, when we were coming up here and cutting and scratching. You're like, holy shit! Like this is, that was such a big deal. but obviously, like I've heard a lot of kids these days who DJ and they have great taste, but they can't mix for shit.
Yeah.
And
they don't
like
try,
you do need to have some sort of skill set and technical ability. I mean, you don't have to be able to cut like 5, you know, to
I'm not cutting in the clubs.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, but you do need to have a level of, you know, you need to be able to mix records know what mixing and key is and know how to do, you know, it doesn't hurt to do wordplay and little tricks and
I think managing energy
go well
too.
Together. Yeah.
Like managing energy is so important. Yeah. I feel like a lot of people don't talk about, because like we could hear it as soon as, like, dude, you play me a record for 10 seconds, I could tell you what the big part is and what the part or it's not even playable because the energies, you know, it's like managing the energy in a room, I think is like, it's a skill set that it's not, people don't really talk about as much, but to what you were saying. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And I think we all feel that too. Like it's like that feeling you get when you're playing a record that's not working. Like I can feel it in my body that a record isn't working, and I can feel it when a record is working. And I think being able to listen to yourself and have that feeling and go and be able to get out of stuff quickly if it's not working, and have the skill set to not just be like, oh fuck, I got to let this ride through this. And, you know, like I think it's taste. I think it's skill. I think it's, I mean, obviously it is a lot of personality too these days for some people's success, but I don't rely as heavily on my personality. I might be in trouble if I had to do that.
No, you're great. All right. So there's always been like a debate. I think, you know, I guess we can say that between open format DJs and genre specific DJs. Do you feel like that divide still exists, or is it kind of disappearing this day and age with the new group of people that are coming up, the people that are playing? Like, is there still that wall in between?
Well, I mean, I feel like there has been a division of like people that are going out to see, you know, their genre specific DJs and the people who go to clubs. And I think we've all noticed that there's less and less people going to clubs. And it seems like the younger generation is kind of like targeting going to like these festivals or these one-off shows or these framework shows or whatever. But I think as far as like clubs go, like I don't think any DJ is ever going to be able to do what open format DJs do. I still think that is one of the greatest skills as a DJ, is to be an open format DJ. But I do see that the younger generation maybe isn't able to appreciate it the same way as we were able to appreciate it when we were younger.
I think also the
skill set that's required.
But yeah, like you said, like it's a challenge, right? It's not like you can just open format. You got to build that catalog. You got to know how to go. Like I didn't know shit about rock music. Like when I first started, I was like, man, I don't know anything. And then you start learning 80s and you start learning 70s, and then you start learning about live drummers and how the beats are. It's not on the whole time, and you're like, wait, what's going on? I'm like, I thought I had this exactly at 90, and it's jumping off, and it's like you start learning these things. I think it's the entry point is a lot harder for open format DJs, but maybe that's the reason why you start off with maybe say house music or something a little bit more simple. At least I'm not saying that's not challenging, but it's a little bit easier to play in terms of the length of the song and getting in and out of it. You can have a little bit more time compared. I started out playing hip hop and I was like, they're like, no, man, you got 30 seconds. I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't even know where my next song is. But yeah, I agree with what you're saying. Maybe the entry point's a little bit more challenging for open format, and that's the reason why.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough being an open format DJ. Like, I understand why these kids like can't do it and why they choose to be genre specific, because it's way easier to have everything from 125 BPMs to 130 and kind of play in that zone and mix records than it is to fucking, play drums that aren't syncopated and mix it with hip hop and mix it in the house. Like, it's, like, I have the greatest respect for open format DJs. Like, I think it's the highest level of DJing there is.
Love that. Clip that. Somebody clip that, please. Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right. So looking ahead, what's next for you creatively and like new music? I know you've been producing a lot. Do you have any type of, something unexpected come in, new direction? I know you're doing a lot of stuff with Brody. What's your new projects you got coming up for yourself?
Well, right now we're in the middle of this. We're doing an EP. Brosa is with our boy Kellen. It's a 5-song EP, and that's on Milk and Honey Records. And we drop our 3rd single actually this Thursday, called Closer. And then we have 2 more singles after that. And then after that, we have a Brosa EP that we're gonna just a Brosa one. We probably have we have 5 songs that are done and maybe another 5 that are close to being done.
Shit.
So yeah, basically just kind of just right now it's just like a game of having patience and waiting to put stuff out, with the deadlines that we have with Milk and Honey, with their release schedule. But yeah, I feel like a lot of the making music stuff is just having patience, and because you have these songs done and you just want to put everything out, but it's I guess you got to be strategic about it. And I'm just being a creative, you're not maybe used to working like that. You just want to put stuff out when it's ready to go. So it's a different way of looking at it. But yeah, just making music, and we have we're going to be doing a residency at Harriet's Nashville, where we have 4 or 5 dates and doing a Brosa party with them on the rooftop in Nashville.
Did that just open in Nashville, or is it?
I think it's been open for a few years. It's at the one hotel out there. And then I think we have, fingers crossed, EDC Vegas coming up. And
that's an exclusive, folks. That's an exclusive.
So fingers crossed. We'll see. But it's looking. If
it doesn't happen, we'll edit it out. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Great.
No one will know.
You'll have to go back after it goes live and edit it out.
Well, we'll do a voice dub, and you'll just see your mouth moving, and we just say something else. All right, cool. So if this is my last question. All right. If someone landed in LA tonight and wanted to experience real music, like the scene out there, or nightclub or bar or anything, where would you send them?
I would send them. Can I send them to a couple places?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was talking about that place Gallery. I think that is a good indicator of a cool scene as far as
fun,
the club, club bar scene goes. I DJ a lot of rooms out here, and I haven't felt that kind of energy in a place in a minute. And then if I would send them to maybe one of those when they do those raves downtown or something, to check something like that out and see one of those framework shows or something like that. I think that's kind of a good indicator as well. I don't know what else is fun in LA right now. That's not much. I guess Keys is a good indicator of a club vibe too.
Yeah, Keys is a rager. Some people
I did Andy's.
I haven't been.
Ago.
Yeah,
it's cool.
To go there.
Andy's is interesting. Yeah, Andy's they do a little karaoke night on Tuesdays.
I wasn't there for the karaoke night. It was
Bar Benjamin
and live band stuff.
I was there for the hip hop night. Yeah.
What night is that?
What?
I don't know. It was they had a band, but they were freestyling. There was a guy up there. It was kind of how the Roots will do it. They'll just start playing a beat and someone will go up there and just random people in the audience, and it was
like a jam session basically.
Yeah, it was but it was I don't know if it was. I don't know. It was a hip hop night, but I felt at home. I felt good. But yeah. Neil's just I could just see his face right now.
Well, the second you said hip hop night, I was thinking of something completely different, and right when you said that, I was
no.
Okay.
No. I know it was good. Cool. You guys got anything else?
I got a question. If someone is landing in LA tonight and wants to experience food, what would be the top 3 hidden gems that you would go?
So many. But hidden gems, Devin, you hit
Hidden
it up.
gems.
I can help. I can back you up too.
I don't want to hear like Pinks.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna give you the hidden gems that I have been liking recently, and these ones are like off the beaten path. There's a place called Bloom down on Pico. It's like a cafe. I think it has like the best lunch, breakfast in LA. Bloom, and it's like super healthy. The staff is amazing, and you would never think to go there. Like you've probably driven by it a million times, would never think to go there. So that's one. Two, they just opened a Mizknown on. On what is that? Third.
Yeah.
Next to Jones. Yeah, like right next to Jones.
Okay,
on Third.
yeah.
So that place I love. I always go to the one at Chelsea Market when I'm in New York, but now they have it out here, so I've been going there.
No shit. I need to go to the one here.
Yeah, it's fire. The first time I had it was they started in Paris, and I saw it on like a Bourdain episode or whatever. But they just opened one down the street here.
Yeah, I think one of our boys opened it, right?
Yeah, I know. A friend of mine, this kid Steve and a couple other people.
Yeah. A couple people
opened
too.
it up. They brought it here, and then let's see, 3. Trying to think of a. There's a sushi joint in the Valley that I love, Aroha Sushi in Studio City. I think that's a cool vibe.
Nice.
And that's not like a spot that many people would know about unless you're like a local.
Yeah, Aroha's good. The guy that used to work at Aroha moved down the street and opened up his own omakase spot, and it starts at $80, and it's like insane.
In Studio City?
Yeah, it's called Tetsuya.
Okay.
That's his spot.
There you go.
All
right.
Jalisco Morisco.
Yeah.
Another taco spot. So many, man.
Yeah, there's a lot.
But no, definitely you hit ones that I haven't.
Yeah, I knew Bloom would be one that nobody has hit, because it's kind of like a local, like that like little Pico area. Like it's like a very local spot, and I go like all the time, and everything on the menu is insane.
All right.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's my question.
All right. Good work, Neil.
That's
thank
a good
you,
one,
man.
Neil.
Devin Lucien, thank you so much for being on the show, dude. That was awesome.
Yeah,
You did a great job.
Thank y'all
dude.
for having me. I appreciate it.
For everybody else, make sure you leave your comments, nice comments, please, on YouTube, X, and Instagram. And then we also don't forget to send your edits at earbuds@headlinermusicclub.com. We will get them in the next podcast. Also, thank you to Scratchy for putting this together. James, who's our man who puts everything after the show. He puts our clips together, and Good Chill, who puts our playlists together. We have a Spotify playlist. Make sure for all the songs that you heard today, they will be on that Spotify playlist. 5, you want to plug your podcast or your playlists, all your playlists.
The DJ5 playlist on Headliner Music Club. I need to update it today. I'll update it.
I feel
today.
like this is your reminder. Every month, I'm like, 5, you got a playlist? He's like, oh yeah, I got to update that. Yeah. So.
Well, no. I think last time he was like, yeah, we're on like every week, and I'm like, damn, that's aggressive.
I actually updated. It's actually updated, but I need to do it every week. Open House Radio, Diplo's Revolution every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Pacific time. Open house sessions on YouTube every week. We try, And Neil,
There you go.
what you got, dog?
I got Surface to Air Radio every other Friday at 11 p.m. Eastern. I always know only the Eastern part. And that's about it. Playing Marquee tomorrow and all that jazz.
Where can you find Surface to Air Radio for people that are just tuning in for the first time?
On Diplo's Revolution, channel 53.
There you go. And you had your open house. You already plugged that. I think that's all we got this month. I think we're all good, right, fellas?
I think so.
Yeah. Cool. Well, everyone, thank you so much for listening to the pod, and we will catch you next month. Peace.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. 5, get to your circadian rhythm back on.
I'm sleepy now.